Thousands of trucks ready for sale, just sitting unused in lots.
It's no secret that pickup trucks have become more than just a mode of transportation. They're symbols of strength, durability, and reliability. But in 2025, that image is shattered by some of the biggest names in the business. What everyone thought were safe bets are actually ticking time bombs filled with reliability nightmares. This is the information they're not telling you. So why is no one talking about these issues? Why are the manufacturers staying silent, even as trucks break down under the weight of faulty systems and designs? And what will happen if you make the mistake of buying one without knowing these risks? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll wish you had a different ride. Ford F-150 Power Boost Hybrid. Imagine rolling a brand new pickup out of the dealership lot, the paint still shining, the cabin smelling of fresh leather, and the promise of advanced hybrid technology humming beneath the hood. Now imagine that same truck spending more time at the service bay than on the open road. That is the story of the Ford F-150 Power Boost Hybrid, a vehicle that looked like the future, but has instead become a cautionary tale. According to Consumer Reports, this truck earned a predicted reliability score of only 7 out of 100, making it the weakest link in the full-size pickup lineup for 2025. On paper, it all sounded incredible. The combination of a 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 engine and an electric motor delivered a beefy 430 horsepower and a jaw-dropping 570 pound-feet of torque. The concept was simple: blend raw gasoline power with electric assistance for both strength and efficiency. Yet when the rubber hit the road, the reality proved far more complicated. Owners quickly began reporting failures with the hybrid battery system, unpredictable coordination between the gas engine and electric motor, and a long list of hybrid-specific component malfunctions. Ford doubled down on hybrid production as sales interest surged in the past 2 years, streamlining factories and cutting costs to make the hybrid powertrain as affordable as the base gasoline setup. But the attempt to democratize hybrid technology for the everyday truck buyer has backfired. Instead of producing a reliable workhorse, Ford unleashed a machine riddled with expensive and frustrating problems. While the conventional EcoBoost gasoline engines alone managed to earn a reputation of moderate dependability, the hybrid elements weigh the platform down like an anchor. This is not just a one-year slip-up. For the 4th consecutive year, Consumer Reports has flagged the Power Boost as one of the least reliable full-size trucks on the American market. That kind of consistency is devastating, especially for buyers who expected to drive their pickup proudly for a decade or more. So while the badge says Ford and the advertising screams innovation, the ownership experience often whispers regret. And speaking of regret, the next entry proves that even the once mighty Toyota brand is not immune to disappointment. Toyota Tundra, 3rd generation. There was a time when the name Toyota Tundra meant unshakable confidence. Men who bought it in the early 2000s expected a truck that would run until the odometer spun past 300,000 miles without complaint. But the latest 3rd generation, which launched in 2022, has rewritten that story in the worst way possible. What was once a symbol of durability has now become a headline example of how even the most trusted brands can stumble hard. Consumer Reports has taken notice, ranking the Tundra near the bottom for reliability, a position that would have been unthinkable just a decade ago. At the heart of the problem is Toyota's decision to abandon the proven V8 engine and replace it with a brand new twin-turbocharged V6 called the iForce. On paper, it offered more efficiency and stronger pulling power. In practice, owners have faced catastrophic engine failures, often at surprisingly low mileage. These failures became so widespread that Toyota was forced into a massive recall campaign in 2024. To make matters worse, only 2 days before this script was recorded, Toyota announced yet another recall, this time affecting over 440,000 trucks due to moisture intrusion into reverse lights, leading to wiring harness corrosion and potential lighting failures. The problems did not stop with engines and electrical systems. Turbocharger breakdowns requiring expensive replacements, poorly fitted interior trim pieces, and a wave of assembly issues have left longtime Toyota loyalists shaking their heads. For many, the betrayal cuts deep, because Toyota was supposed to be the brand that never let its owners down. Truck buyers willing to pay extra for that bulletproof reputation now feel like they are gambling with their hard-earned money. Toyota's reputation is not beyond repair, but rebuilding trust will take years of consistent quality. For now, the Tundra remains a risky investment, and a painful reminder that even giants can fall. And if the Tundra's collapse shows how the mighty can stumble, the next truck proves that style and comfort cannot hide the dangers lurking under the hood of Ram's boldest gamble yet. Ram 1500 with Hurricane engine. Step inside a Ram 1500 and the first impression is almost always the same. Comfort, class, and craftsmanship that feels closer to a luxury sport utility vehicle than a rugged workhorse. Soft touch materials, wide digital screens, and quiet cabins have earned Ram praise across the industry. Yet beneath that polished interior hides a gamble that has truck owners nervous. That gamble is the new 3.0-liter twin-turbocharged Hurricane inline 6-cylinder engine, a power plant meant to replace the beloved 5.7-liter Hemi Phase 8. For decades, the Hemi symbolized American muscle in a pickup, but Ram decided to retire it for something smaller, more efficient, and supposedly more advanced. The Hurricane promises up to 500 horsepower and torque figures that rival diesels. But real-world results have been far from reassuring. Early adopters are already reporting thermostat failures that leave engines running hot, catalytic converter troubles that trigger warning lights, and mysterious sensor errors that disable driver assist features without warning. Some drivers even describe losing access to basic cruise control for minutes at a time, a frustrating flaw in a truck marketed as modern and refined. None of these issues have yet risen to the level of mass recalls, but the mounting complaints create uncertainty for long-term ownership. Ram's ace in the hole remains its transmission. The ZF 8-speed automatic, first introduced in 2013, continues to earn glowing reviews for smooth shifting and dependable performance. Many argue it is the single best gearbox in the full-size truck segment, and it pairs beautifully with Ram's trademark suspension that delivers class-leading ride quality. Add in an interior that looks and feels like it belongs in a premium German sedan, and you can understand why buyers remain tempted despite concerns. The trouble is that trucks are bought for the long haul, not just the test drive. Without years of proven reliability, the Hurricane engine stands as an untested experiment. For a pickup brand that worked so hard to carve out a reputation, rolling the dice on such a critical component is a dangerous play. And if Ram's gamble feels risky, wait until you see how Chevrolet and GMC's full-size twins can flip from dependable to disastrous depending entirely on what lies under the hood. Chevrolet Silverado 1500 and GMC Sierra 1500 V8 models. Few rivalries in the truck world are as iconic as the one between Chevrolet and GMC, with their Silverado and Sierra twins dominating American highways and job sites for decades. They're the kind of trucks that can be spotted hauling lumber, towing boats, and serving as daily drivers across the country. On the surface, they seem like solid bets for anyone wanting a balance of power and familiarity. However, dig into Consumer Reports reliability rankings for 2025, and a darker picture emerges, especially for buyers who choose the wrong V8 configuration. The Silverado 1500 and Sierra 1500 can be optioned with a 3.0-liter Duramax diesel or a 2.7-liter Turbomax 4-cylinder. Both of these power plants have proven themselves reliable, fuel-efficient, and surprisingly strong for their size. Unfortunately, the story shifts dramatically once the popular gasoline V8s enter the equation. The 5.3-liter V8 has been plagued with valve train failures that can lead to misfires, loss of power, and hefty repair bills. Even more troubling is the 6.2-liter V8, a powerhouse on paper that has suffered from crankshaft failures so severe they can destroy the entire engine. Stories of brand new trucks sidelined with catastrophic damage spread quickly, leaving dealers with growing inventories of unsold 6.2-liter models. As if engine drama was not enough, the 10-speed automatic transmission co-developed with Ford adds its own headaches. While marketed as high-tech and efficient, many owners complain of harsh shifts, hesitation, and long-term durability concerns. In a full-size pickup, where smooth, predictable performance is expected, this transmission leaves drivers frustrated. The real tragedy is that these trucks could be near the top of the reliability charts if Chevrolet and GMC simply narrowed the focus to their proven engines. Instead, the availability of problematic V8 options drags the entire lineup down, making buying decisions more complicated and risky. Loyal truck owners who once trusted these nameplates now face a gamble depending entirely on the engine under the hood. And if the big American twins show how choice can backfire, the next truck proves that even scaling down to a smaller pickup does not guarantee relief from mechanical headaches. If this breakdown is opening your eyes, hit that like button right now. It tells me you want the real story, not the dealership pitch. And drop a comment. Tell me which truck burned you the hardest. Your story might save someone else serious money. Toyota Tacoma. This is a pickup that blends rugged capability with modern technology, making it a standout in the competitive midsize truck segment. Whether you're looking for an off-road warrior or a reliable daily driver, the Tacoma offers something for everyone. With trims ranging from the base SR to the off-road focused TRD Pro, it's built to cater to diverse needs, from weekend adventurers to those who need a tough workhorse. At the heart of the Tacoma is a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, producing 278 horsepower and 317 of torque. For those craving even more muscle, the hybrid variant boosts the powertrain with an electric motor, pushing the total output to 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. This engine comes paired with an 8-speed automatic or a 6-speed manual transmission, depending on the model, and rear-wheel drive is standard, with an optional 4-wheel drive system available for most trims. The Tacoma's towing capacity is impressive, topping out at 6,500 pounds, while it also boasts a payload capacity of 1,705 pounds, ensuring it can handle both work and play. Step inside the 2025 Tacoma, and you're greeted with a refreshed interior that strikes a balance between comfort and practicality. The cabin is more refined than ever, featuring improved materials and a more adjustable steering column for added comfort. Standard tech includes an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, while higher trims offer an upgraded 14-inch display, JBL audio, and wireless charging. These updates make the Tacoma not just a tool for work, but a place where you can enjoy your drive. Despite its many strengths, the Tacoma isn't without its flaws. Consumer Reports has given it a mixed reliability rating, with some concerns over long-term durability. However, RepairPal ranks it highly for reliability among midsize trucks, and Toyota's solid warranty and complimentary maintenance help ease potential buyers' concerns. And if Toyota Tacoma shows how cost-cutting can ruin a good idea, the next 1 hour exposés how Ford's attempt to revive its classic midsize Ranger has stumbled out of the gate in ways that leave loyal fans shaking their heads. Ford Ranger. The return of the Ford Ranger to American soil was supposed to be a triumphant story, the rebirth of a classic midsize truck that once held a loyal following. For decades, the Ranger was the no-nonsense pickup for men who wanted reliability and utility without the bulk of a full-size. When Ford relaunched the model in the United States, fans were eager for a proven workhorse with modern upgrades. Fast forward to the 2025 update, and the excitement has been replaced by frustration as Consumer Reports reveals glaring reliability issues that tarnish the Ranger's comeback. The updated Ranger comes with turbocharged engine options promising strong performance in a smaller package. On paper, that sounds appealing, but in practice, the turbocharged 4-cylinder and even the larger 6-cylinder options have shown troubling signs. Owners complain of turbo lag that leaves the truck feeling sluggish when it should feel responsive. More concerning are reports of early transmission slip, with the 10-speed automatic hesitating, jerking, or hunting for gears at highway speeds. Such problems strip away confidence, particularly for buyers who expect their truck to handle both work and family duties. Technology has also been a double-edged sword. The new infotainment system looks sharp with its large screen, but glitches are common. Drivers report freezing displays, unresponsive menus, and sudden reboots that interrupt navigation. What should be a modern convenience becomes a source of daily annoyance. Even safety systems tied to sensors, like adaptive cruise control and lane-keeping assistance, have shown inconsistency, sometimes disengaging without reason. The cabin quality does not redeem the experience. While styled to look rugged and modern, the plastics feel thin, and owners notice squeaks and rattles within the first year of ownership. Combined with disappointing reliability scores, the Ranger's charm fades quickly once the honeymoon period is over. For buyers nostalgic about the Ranger's glory days, the 2025 update is a sobering reminder that a famous nameplate does not guarantee durability. What was meant to be a proud revival now stands as a warning to anyone considering this midsize Ford. And if the midsize Ranger falters this badly, the next truck shows how even heavy-duty machines, built to take punishment, can crumble under the weight of poor engineering decisions. Ram 2500, heavy duty. Among the biggest and brawniest pickups roaming American roads, the Ram 2500 Heavy Duty commands attention with sheer size and bold styling. It looks like a machine built to tow mountains and survive decades of hard labor. Farmers, contractors, and weekend haulers alike have gravitated toward it for its muscular stance and heavy-duty marketing promises. Yet beneath the aggressive sheet metal lies a truck with frustrating weaknesses, especially when equipped with the 6.4-liter Hemi gasoline engine. According to Consumer Reports for 2025, the Ram 2500 gasoline variant ranks as one of the least dependable in its segment. The Hemi 5.8 has long been celebrated as a symbol of American horsepower, but in this application it shows its flaws. Owners complain about excessive oil consumption that forces top-offs between changes, exhaust manifold cracking that leads to noisy operation and expensive repairs, and unimpressive fuel economy that empties wallets at the pump. For a truck, this massive single-digit miles per gallon underload is not uncommon, leaving operators wondering whether the power is worth the punishment. These shortcomings sting all the more because the diesel-powered versions of the same truck have fared far better in terms of durability. Even beyond the engine, there are other pain points. Suspension components wear faster than expected, leading to steering looseness on trucks that should feel rock solid. Interior build quality, while functional, often fails to match competitors, with rattles developing long before the odometer climbs into six figures. Technology features, meant to modernize the cabin, sometimes introduce glitches that undermine user confidence. For buyers spending premium money on a heavy-duty pickup, these reliability cracks feel like betrayal. The transmission paired with the 6.4-liter Hemi has held up better than the engine, but strong gearboxes cannot compensate for repeated mechanical grievances. Ram's reputation for delivering luxury-like interiors in its lighter 1500 models does not carry over as convincingly here. Owners expecting refinement find instead a truck that feels utilitarian but not unbreakable. If a heavy-duty rig with this much bulk cannot secure bulletproof reliability, it raises questions about what American truck buyers can truly depend on. And speaking of disappointing dependability, the next entry turns the spotlight on Chevrolet's own heavy-duty lineup, where gasoline power once again proves to be a risky bet. Before we dive into the final stretch, make sure you hit subscribe. We break down every ranking, every recall, every hidden problem the ads won't mention. Subscribe now so you never get blindsided again, because the trucks you choose today decide your wallet's fate tomorrow. Nissan Titan. This truck has long tried to stand tall against America's Big Three, but in 2025 it finds itself near the bottom of Consumer Reports' rankings. Once marketed as a bold alternative to Ford, Chevrolet, and Ram, the Titan never managed to capture the same loyal following. Despite a burly 5.6-liter Endurance 5.8 engine under the hood, the Titan's story is less about brute force and more about missed opportunities. The Titan is plagued by sluggish sales, and a big reason is reliability that simply does not measure up. Owners report drivetrain issues, electrical gremlins, and stubborn transmission behavior, particularly under towing stress. While the power feels adequate, the refinement is missing, leaving drivers with a truck that seems outdated in both performance and technology. Suspension complaints are common as well, with premature wear creating a rough and unsettled ride. For a truck meant to compete with the most polished, full-size models in America, these flaws are glaring. Interior design also lags far behind the competition. Where Ford and Ram boast cabins that feel like luxury SUVs, the Titan still relies on plasticky surfaces and dated infotainment that frustrates owners. Add in poor resale value and limited aftermarket support, and the Titan struggles to justify its place on the lot. Nissan's limited dealer network for full-size trucks only compounds the pain, leaving owners stranded when problems arise. The Titan's position in 2025 is more precarious than ever. Rumors continue to swirl about its possible discontinuation, and with weak reliability scores now dragging it further down, those rumors feel more like inevitability than speculation. What was once introduced as a bold disruptor has instead become a footnote in the pickup wars. And while the Titan shows how being different does not guarantee long-term survival, the #1 entry on this list reveals how even the most popular truck in America can fumble when it leans too heavily on complicated, unproven technology. Jeep Gladiator. Few trucks spark as much curiosity at first glance as the Jeep Gladiator. With its unmistakable Wrangler-inspired face and the addition of a pickup bed, it seemed like the ultimate do-it-all vehicle when it launched. Adventure seekers pictured themselves conquering rocky trails during the week and hauling gear on weekends, finally getting the best of both Jeep capability and pickup practicality. Yet, according to Consumer Reports for 2025, the reality has been far less glamorous. The Gladiator might look like freedom on four wheels, but behind the wheel, reliability struggles and disappointing ownership experiences have pushed it dangerously close to the bottom of the rankings. At its core, the Gladiator inherits many of the Wrangler's strengths and weaknesses. Off-road performance is undeniable, with locking differentials, high ground clearance, and rugged suspension that eats dirt for breakfast. But take it off the trail and onto paved highways, and problems start to reveal themselves. Owners complain of wandering steering that feels loose and vague, making long drives tiring and even unnerving. Fuel economy is equally troubling, with the V6 gasoline engine gulping fuel at rates more common in heavy-duty rigs than mid-size pickups. Mechanical reliability adds another layer of concern. Reports of transmission hesitation, electrical glitches, and interior rattles show up early in the ownership cycle. Even small issues like leaky roofs, malfunctioning climate controls, and fragile trim pieces chip away at the Gladiator's appeal. While these may seem minor individually, the cumulative effect leaves many drivers wondering if the Jeep badge is worth the hassle. For a truck positioned as both lifestyle vehicle and work companion, that kind of doubt is devastating. Inside, the cabin continues the Wrangler's tradition of blending rugged character with questionable refinement. Hard plastics, squeaks, and minimal sound insulation make it feel more like an off-road toy than a daily driver. Combine that with a steep sticker price and low predicted reliability scores, and the Gladiator ends up being more showpiece than workhorse. For some die-hard Jeep fans, the Gladiator's charm outweighs its faults. But for the average American truck buyer, it is a tough sell, especially when other mid-size competitors offer better dependability for less money. And while the Gladiator's downfall comes from over-promising lifestyle performance, the very worst truck on this list proves that even the best-selling nameplate in America can stumble badly when it leans too heavily on unproven technology. Ford Maverick Hybrid. It burst onto the scene with enormous hype. Marketed as the budget-friendly, fuel-sipping pickup for modern America, it promised to combine practicality with truck toughness in a compact package. At first, it seemed like the perfect solution for younger buyers or city dwellers who wanted the versatility of a bed without the bulk of a full-size rig. But in 2025, Consumer Reports reveals the hard truth. The Maverick Hybrid is one of the least reliable trucks on sale, and its problems are hard to ignore. Owners were drawn to the Maverick Hybrid's clever combination of a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine paired with an electric motor. On paper, this setup delivered over 40 miles per gallon in the city, an unheard-of figure in the truck world. Unfortunately, the hybrid system has been plagued with software malfunctions, battery reliability issues, and unpredictable coordination between gasoline and electric power. Drivers report jerky transitions, stalling under load, and expensive visits to the service department. Beyond the powertrain, the Maverick Hybrid also struggles with build quality. Interior trim pieces rattle early, infotainment systems freeze, and cheaply made plastics show wear faster than expected. The truck's compact size, once considered a selling point, exposes another weakness. Under heavy hauling or towing, the Maverick feels strained, and reliability drops further. For buyers hoping for a small but dependable work companion, disappointment sets in quickly. Adding to frustration, Ford's push to keep the Maverick affordable means replacement parts are harder to source, and service delays are common. Some owners even report waiting months for hybrid components, leaving their trucks parked during critical times. That is not the experience any American truck buyer expects. No matter how low the sticker price, the Maverick Hybrid still has its fans, especially those who love its nimble handling and fuel efficiency. But when it comes to reliability, Consumer Reports' data is unrelenting. For 2025, this compact hybrid ranks dead last, showing that affordability and innovation cannot replace trust and long-term dependability. And with that, the countdown ends where it should, with a warning that the wrong choice today could cost thousands tomorrow. That wraps up the countdown of the worst trucks you can buy in 2025. Now it's your turn. Hit that like button if you value getting the truth straight, not sugar-coated sales talk. Drop a comment below and share your experience, because your story might save another buyer from wasting thousands. And most importantly, subscribe right now. We uncover every ranking, every recall, every hidden problem before it blindsides you. Miss a video, and you risk making the costliest mistake of your life behind the wheel.